Ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting forth my claim that CenterPoint Properties, Amy Daniels, committed fraud, defamation of character, and I'm putting it out there. So please, drop down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Okay, what we have here is a legal documentation. Miss Amy sent the email to Housing Authority, Section 8, Low Income Assistance, here in Concord, North Carolina, Cabarrus County. And to me, in this legal document, she states that we have 15 extra days. Now check the date on this. We are to leave or be out the premises, which is understandable, by 7/16/2018. What I couldn't understand was the filing of the documentation that you see here. This was filed on 7/11/2018, and it's blank.
So I think I have to be in. All right. Hey, how you doing? All right. Is Miss Daniels available?
What's that?
Is Miss Daniels available?
She actually just stepped out. Is there something that I can help you with?
Well, hopefully, I wanted to see if I could get some type of help or any explanation.
Let's see. Well, this is a dismissal that you're showing me.
Yes, ma'am. So then here, I couldn't see any explanation or any reasoning. So once I went down to the courthouse, they said, well, Miss Daniels would probably have to have this removed. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to see if maybe she can help me out, seeing that there's no reasoning there.
Okay, let me just hang tight 1 second. Let me
Yes,
see if I
ma'am.
can pull up your file.
Now, as you can see, this document is blank. It has no reason, rhyme, whatsoever as to why you filed this document on court. What was your reasoning for coming down here to the courthouse after you have already sent the legal document out, giving him to the 16th, him and his family, which was a single father on Section 8, to the 16th, but you filed it on the 11th, and it's blank. And the mysterious thing is, the clerk of office, whoever stamped this document, whoever filed this document, which I would never know because the initials, it's probably hard for you to see right up there in the top left-hand corner underneath WTF, is the initials CY. I was told that this person has retired. So when I say critical race theory, I imply these are people that know each other. These are people who look out for each other and put other people of the ethnic group, races, in situation to where poverty is doomed or destined for them to be.
I'm going to make a copy of these, and I just printed out your ledger. It looks like there's everything was satisfied. So I think it's just a matter of paperwork being filed at the courthouse.
So you just heard it from the horse's mouth. My ledger was good. My rent was paid up. So I asked myself again, why did she go down to the courthouse and have this blank document filed? So I went down to the courthouse to try to get some answers. They in return told me, this is verbatim because one conversation was over the phone with the I guess superior over the clerk of office. She says they have the right to file these documents. Now, in my mind, I'm like, I didn't call to tell you they didn't have the right to do that. What I'm calling you to find out on your end is where's the checks and balances, the checks and balances in the courthouse. How do y'all allow blank documents that you know will go against someone's rental history, which will stop them from being able to rent for at least 7 years? How could you allow that document to be filed without the questioning of what, why? And then I looked at this piece of information. I understand that they're not supposed to ask. Well, I ain't gonna say supposed to ask. They don't have to ask. But yet the landlord, the realty people who go down there and get these documents, they know what they're supposed to do. They read this information just like I'm reading. Fill out the appropriate bulletin points, application spots, whatever on this paper. She filled out nothing. Nothing. Just our names, address, how much the rent costs. So she want to say, the clerk, that this means they was trying to get you out the property. This means they was trying to evict you off the property, wherever the case may be. But on the 24th of July, neither party came to court, so they dismissed it without prejudice.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey.
All right, I spoke with you about 2 weeks ago. I actually came in and bumped into Miss Daniels, so she said she did not receive this copy of the information from you.
Yeah, she wouldn't know anything about this.
And that's the crazy thing. She signed it, so she should know. And
Well,
that's where it just, I'll let it be right there.
Now, I'm definitely not trying to bark up the young lady here. She was more than helpful. She gave me a lot of information. But the belittling of the thought, just like I said, Amy signed the paperwork. Amy should know about the paperwork. Amy should be the one answering to the paperwork.
But that's kind of
she
hard to
just
say.
doesn't handle anything in the office,
Okay.
is all.
Well, that's
We
totally
do.
fine.
Um,
And I just wanted to see and get a copy of the ledger so I can take it down here to the courthouse and get
So
my
our
ducks in a row.
property manager is actually Bailey Daniels, and
Mhm.
she went the day that you came in here when we
Mhm.
got back from lunch. Amy told us you came by,
Yes, ma'am.
and Bailey went and filed the satisfactory of judgment that day. So you should be able to go down to the courthouse. I'll give you a copy of your ledger too,
Okay.
but you should be able to go down to the courthouse and request a copy of that satisfactory of judgment that shows that your balance was paid in full,
Okay.
and like this is satisfied now.
So here's my next.
So, on the 30th of 2023, like she said, after we left out of the office, they went down there and said, oh, his rent is paid, it's good, you don't owe us nothing, everything's good with the rent. When indeed, yes, everything was good with the rent. But the rent being paid on time or being evicted for not paying rent is not the question at hand with this documentation. This whole documentation stems around this. Amy Daniels has given Corey a 15-day extension. The prorated amount for July is $409.80. He is also responsible for a $200 cleaning and damage charge, and responsible if any is left behind that we have to haul away, i.e. trash, furniture, things of that nature. He has to turn the keys in by, look at that, y'all, 9 a.m. on 7/16/2018. So right there, when I got this email on July the 2nd, At the top, you can see it, July the 2nd, 2018 at 9:43 a.m. There's no way I would be expecting or thinking she's going down to the courthouse on July the 11th and file a documentation that she wants me out the house. So it's not about the rent. The rent was paid. This was about an extension that we were asking for until our apartment became available. We were on Section 8. I was on Section 8. Section 8 granted me the extension. Amy wanted us to take 15 to 16 years worth of living in a house and take damn near 10 years off of it. Restoration, clean the yard, paint, scrape, all this. So because she didn't get the $200 when she asked for it prior to the 11th, that's probably why she went down there, but she's not going to admit to it. But you can still see through documentation, she still should not have went down and filed on the 11th when she gave us a legal binding document stating we had to the 16th. So, leads to this document. And I'm going to read it to you. Corey was a previous tenant at one of our rental properties. This is a notice to inform you that the balance on his ledger was paid in full as of the 7/16/2018. So they're saying my rent was paid up by 7/16. Like she said, I had until 7/16. But she went and filed documentation to seek me off the property. Nothing about rent.
Scenario for you. Let's say I fill out a rental application for y'all. Am I going to be denied rental because of this process?
So
If that's the case.
I don't know how long it takes to like update on the credit spectrum of things. I don't know. But what you can do is if you go down to the courthouse and get a copy of the satisfactory of judgment, when you do apply for somewhere, have that copy and give them a copy of that and say, look, this has been paid in full. They filed the paperwork. No eviction here.
Of course the rent was paid in full. Of course there was no eviction there.
The dismissal paper, and I've been denied on 5 applications.
This really isn't what you want to show
I
them in
agree.
the first place because this is like the eviction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they told me at the courthouse to show them the dismissal without prejudice.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for 2 years, and there's no results.
This documentation right here is the sole reason why I can't get any results when it comes to applying on rental applications. Because applications are taken online, there is no attachment section for you to attach these type of documentations. By the time you call and check or go by and check on your application or to take them this information, it is too late because it was done electronically. Once your name is ran, it automatically pulls this file at the courthouse.
Okay, hang on just a second. You can also, what you can do application is put us down as a previous landlord.
Which I do.
And they can contact us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been with CenterPoint for almost 18 years, so I've never had any other rental history but y'all.
What is a good email address for you? Because I have an idea.
Okay.
Write down your email address for me. What I can do is type something up on letterhead, and I can email it to you, and you can have that as well, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, and what's
So,
hard, I'm
like,
going to tell you another thing that's hard is like your credit will still show that you were evicted.
And that's the crazy thing. I call Credit Karma.
Now, if somebody can tell me where at on this document do you see I was evicted? The word game that they're playing, allowing them to do this cover up. This is unacceptable. It is unlawful. This is defamation of character. And if you probably checked into the files at the courthouse, there's no telling how many other minorities or ethnic group people that they have done this to. They already went from one part of the county to the most racist part of the county and tucked off in the corner, as you see in the video.
And that's the crazy thing. I call Credit Karma. They check my credit scores. They say, sir, I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. My credit score is good.
Credit's real finicky. The thing is, like, whoever is reading the credit report needs to be able to differentiate between, hey, they didn't pay their balance, and hey, they had a rough spot, but they did pay their balance.
Yes, ma'am.
You
know? Excuse my friends. Here's the bullshit. Now she wants to try to belittle the credit bureau, Credit Karma, my credit score, my credit report. I've called and I've asked. I have not been evicted. I don't owe anybody no money. Nobody was seeking any money. And that documentation doesn't show I hit a rough spot. Nothing about anything in there shows I hit a rough spot.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, so, like I said, I'll get something typed up and I'll email it to you. Okay?
Thank you so much. You have a blessed day.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for sticking around through this video. Please drop down in the comment section if you have any suggestions that can help me. If you have any advice that says I'm in the wrong, please, by all means, jump down there. Please share it. There you have it. You see the documentation right there. She didn't do right twice. She didn't fill it out lawfully right, and she was lawfully wrong after she had already made a commitment to a date. So please, Cabarrus County, CenterPoint Properties, Amy Daniels. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Just thank you for letting me be even heard. Y'all have a blessed one. Be safe out there.